Hello beautiful people and welcome back to the channel. The topic of this video is gonna be the new Ultra Valhalla units at max level. We wanna analyze them, we wanna see some battle reports. I also like to explain in which cases you should use the offense type of these Ultra Valhalla units and in which cases you should use the defense type of these Valhalla units. Is it actually worth it? So we're gonna have a look at pretty much everything regarding these units. So let's start by giving a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Spleen. Thank you very much, honey, for helping us doing this test. And of course, a huge shout out again goes out to Mr. Darth, which helped us with this testing. And this plays a bigger role because the stats difference between me and Darth are pretty close to each other. So let's jump directly into the battle animation. So what you're gonna see in this video, you're gonna see me versus Darth. Darth will always attack me, he will always gonna be downstairs, I will always gonna be on the upper side on your screen, and I will gonna always use the defense version of these Ultra Valhalla units for tanks, and Darth will use the offense version of the tanks, the offense version of the planes, and the offense version of the navy. So I'm leaving the battle animation between the two versions of the tanks on the screen, while we'll now jump on the next battle report in which we're gonna test my defense Valhalla units tanks versus his offense planes Ultra Valhalla units. So first of all, again, we don't use any heavy trooper, we don't use any formation, we don't use any heroes. Let's jump directly into the stats and have a look, so you already should know my tank stats by now. And let's go have a look at his Air Force stats. So we see it right here, 2.4 and 2032 attack. So let's jump directly into the replay and see exactly what's gonna happen. Again, I'm the one being upstairs, he's the one being downstairs. So what we have now on the screen, we have the battle animation or the battle reports between Darth and me. You see there the tanks, the Ultra Valhalla tanks versus my defense Ultra Valhalla. And you're also seeing the planes Ultra Valhalla offense versions versus my defense Ultra Valhalla tanks. So the only thing which is missing right here is of course the Navy, and let's jump into that. Let's analyze the situation. So yeah, that's no shock here, he actually won. Let's have a look again at the stats. So you already know my army stats and we're gonna have a look at his Navy stats. So he is about 2116 HP on Navy and 1860 attack on his Navy. Now let's start the battle animation while we'll slowly start with the second part of this video, in which we actually have to discuss when should you use these Valhallas. Are they worth it? How you should plan to use these units. So you see us in these battle reports trying to remove as many factors as possible. Two of them are not removable by players, one being when you dodge and the other one being when you crit. So now let's evaluate when you should use an offense type of Ultra Valhalla units and when should you use the other one. So both these two types of Valhalla units, we're gonna get two extra skills on top, and this will force you even more to commit and actually to plan ahead before a battle event starts. Because on top of these two extra skills, which will gonna come in the future, you also have a 24 hours cooldowns if you wanna switch from one type of the Ultra Valhalla units to another. So how and when should you use each type of these Ultra Valhalla units? So we know that the healing of Ultra Valhalla units is gonna be slightly cheaper, that's a fact, but still this will not change the old rules which we had regarding Valhalla units. So you still have to pay attention how many Ultra Valhalla units you actually have in your base. You should definitely use the Ultra Valhalla units in PvE, but again, when it comes down to PvP, I personally will gonna use them very rarely, only in these events in which my server is in a final or semi-finals, and in those kind of cases, I really have to go all in. Now, which type of Ultra Valhalla unit should you use when? If you are a player which likes to jump on the battlefield and start burning buildings and start burning bases, and now please pay attention, if you can afford a certain amount of these Ultra Valhalla units to be used in attacking, then yes, you should definitely have these Ultra Valhalla units always in offensive mode. If you attack your opponents exclusively only with normal units and you always keeping your Valhalla in your base, you should definitely keep these Ultra Valhalla units in defense mode. The other case is when you are a player on a very competitive server like myself, then you are most likely assigned to a team, and that team has different tasks. In some cases you're gonna have to defend, and in some cases you really have to go and attack your opponent. So as soon as your group gets his task assigned to it, you definitely have to go have a look which type of Ultra Valhalla units you would like to have in your base in order to use them the best way possible. Anyways, beautiful people, the 2 extra skills for the Ultra Valhalla units will gonna come in the future, and I'm pretty sure those 2 skills will make the Ultra Valhalla units even more spicier. Don't forget to support a fantastic channel. If you have questions, you know where the comments are, and don't forget to see me in the next episode.